গুড মর্নিং এভরিওয়ান। আজকে 13 সেন্টের একটি কাজ করব। এটা সময় লাগবে 7 মিনিট শেষ করতে, 4 মিনিটের ভিডিও দেখা। তো আমরা কী করব, প্রথমে ইনস্ট্রাকশনটা দেখে নিই এখানে কী চাচ্ছে। এখানে স্টার্ট ইট ব্যবহার করে ভিডিওটা আমাকে দেখতে হবে। তো আমরা যদি স্টার্ট ইট সেট আপ না থাকে তাহলে স্টার্ট ইট সেট করে নিতে হবে। আমরা ইনস্ট্রাকশন দেখে নিলাম। এখন আমরা ভিউ ক্লিক করব। ভিউ ক্লিক করার পরে অবশ্যই স্টার্ট ক্যাম্পেইন ক্লিক করতে হবে। তারপরে এইখানে একটা লিঙ্ক দেওয়া আছে, একটা থাম্বনেইল দেওয়া আছে, এটাকে আমি কপি করে নিলাম। তারপরে এখানে একটা লিঙ্ক আছে, লিঙ্কে আমরা প্রবেশ করব। লিঙ্কে প্রবেশ করার পর আমাকে কোন ভিডিওটা দেখতে হবে, এটার ছবি কত মিনিট আছে সেটাও এখানে উল্লেখ করা আছে। এটা দেখতে হবে, এই ছবিটা মনে রাখতে হবে। আমরা এরপরে চলে যাব ইউটিউবে স্টার্ট মোডের মাধ্যমে। স্টার্ট মোডের মাধ্যমে যদি সেট আপ না থাকে সেট আপ করে নিতে হবে কিন্তু। তো আমরা এই যে এখানে একটা লিঙ্ক আছে, এই লিঙ্কে প্রবেশ করলে একবার নিচের লিঙ্কটা, এই নিচের লিঙ্কে আরও প্রবেশ করলে স্টার্ট সিস্টেমটা চলে আসবে। তো এখানে ওই উপরে ডান হাতে একটা থ্রি লাইন আছে, ওখান থেকে ক্লিক করলে ইউটিউব আসবে। ইউটিউবে ক্লিক করব। এখানে সার্চ বক্সটা আসেনি, আমরা আবার ব্যাকে যাব। সার্চ বক্স আসেনি, ব্যাকে যাওয়া লাগবে। ব্যাকে গেলে ব্যাকে গিয়ে আবার ইউটিউবে গেলে সার্চ বক্সটা পাওয়া যাবে। যে সার্চের অপশনে গিয়ে আমরা যে লিঙ্ক থাম্বনেইলটা কপি করছিলাম সেটা দিয়ে সার্চ করবো। এক চান্সে চলে আসছে। অনেক ক্ষেত্রে
Before you use OpenArt, there are a few things you need to understand, because depending on how you use it, it can either be an incredibly powerful tool that completely changes your workflow for the better, or just another AI tool that gets pushed aside and forgotten over time. So after 6 months of actually using OpenArt in my workflow, I'll break down what it is, walk through the core features, cover the pros and cons, and share a few tricks I use to get the most out of OpenArt. So by the end of this video, you'll be able to decide whether it's worth your time and money. Also, if you want to follow along, I'll leave a link for OpenArt in the description box down below. Starting on the dashboard, you'll notice there's a lot to go through. It might look overwhelming at first, but once you spend a bit of time with it, everything is easy to follow and understand. The main areas we'll focus on are video, image, character, and audio. Let's start with video. On the left-hand side, click the video icon. Here you'll find a range of creation tools, including text to video, image to video, lip sync videos, video upscaling, and more. We'll begin with text to video. Before typing in a prompt, let's take a look at the available models. As you can see, there are several different options here, each designed for different styles and use cases of video generation. Kling is best for realistic visuals, Veo works best for prompt-based videos, and Seedance is ideal for more stylized visuals with a lower cost approach. And there's plenty more to choose from. This is one of the advantages of OpenArt. It brings all available models into one platform, and they regularly add and update models without requiring extra subscriptions. For this example, I'm going to use Google Veo 3. When you select a model, you can adjust different settings like the version, audio, resolution, aspect ratio, and duration. Now let's type a prompt, a cinematic shot of a person walking through a rain-soaked street at night, reflections on the ground, atmospheric lighting, slow motion movement. OpenArt also has a feature called Auto Enhance, which automatically improves your prompt to get better generations consistently, which saves both time and credits and removes the need to overthink the entire prompt process, so I highly recommend keeping this turned on. Then we can click Create. And as you can see, we get a super realistic result. This is important to note because it shows you're not limited when using each model in OpenArt, meaning you can take full advantage of each engine all in one platform. The generation possibilities are endless. Another feature I like to use is image to video. First, we choose a model. I'll keep it on Kling 2.6 because in my experience it works best specifically for image to video. Then we drop in an image. Next, I'll write a prompt. It says, "The girl gently looks down at the cup of coffee in her hands, soft steam rising from it, then brings the cup to her lips and takes a small sip, subtle smile, natural movement, smooth cinematic motion with realistic lighting." I'll set the duration to 5 seconds and click create. This generation came out perfect. The movement looks natural and all the details like the steam from the coffee and the people moving in the background feels very realistic. You generally can't tell this was generated with AI. So with powerful models like Veo 3 for text to video and Kling for image to video, you can start to see the advantage of using OpenArt. Being able to switch between a wide range of models for different generations removes the need for multiple subscriptions, letting OpenArt act as an all-in-one platform. I can also upscale my videos directly within the platform. Simply click on the video, select Video Upscale, and choose to upscale it all the way to 4K, with frame rates going up to 120 frames per second, which is perfect for enhancing the final result, making it ideal for YouTube uploads, ads, and general polishing without needing to rely on external tools. Moving on, let's look at image. Click the image icon and click on Create Image. Just like before, we can look at a load of different models for our generations. One of my favorites is definitely Nano Banana Pro, so I'll choose that. Now I'll write a prompt. It says, "A man fishing from a wooden pier, calm ocean stretching into the distance, an old boat floating gently offshore, vibrant colors, warm sunlight, detailed environmental elements like rippling water, distant birds and light clouds, cinematic composition, realistic style." Remember to keep Auto Enhance on to refine your prompt. Just like before, we can adjust the output settings such as aspect ratio and resolution, and also choose how many images to generate at once, giving you multiple options to pick from. I'll click create, and as you can see, the results look incredibly realistic. You've got a man standing on an old pier with soft sunlight hitting him, an old boat floating in the distance, and birds around the scene to add realism. It genuinely looks like a real photograph of someone out fishing. You can even take this a step further, because OpenArt also has an editing workspace that lets you adjust parts of your generation, similar to how you would in Photoshop, except way easier. Click the edit icon and you'll be taken into the editing workspace, where there are plenty of tools for making specific changes. For example, in the InPaint section, I can paint over an object like this boat and enter a prompt such as replace with a small wooden kayak. Just like the other features, we can adjust the output settings here as well, including the model and the number of images generated. There's also an image guidance option where you can drop in a reference image to guide the edit and adjust the creativity level depending on whether you want an exact match or something similar. Now I'll click create, and it's completely replaced the old boat with a wooden kayak. The lighting matches the environment, and it even casts a natural shadow, which really helps sell the realism. We can also do the same with the remove feature. For example, if I wanted the birds removed, I can simply highlight them, and within seconds they're gone as if they were never there with no visible trace of any edits. The editing workspace is really useful for both generating and fine-tuning details, and because everything is built into one platform, it makes the entire workflow much more convenient. Do keep in mind that these editing tools aren't always perfect and may take a few generations to get the exact result you're after. Next, let's look at one of my favorite features, which is character consistency. OpenArt is my go-to when it comes to generating characters because of how consistent the results are. With the right approach, you can generate the same character over and over again without any noticeable differences. Click on the character icon, and this is where you can start creating a character. You can use a clear, front-facing image with the option to add additional reference images to help with generation. You can also create a character directly from a prompt, which is what I'll do here. So my prompt will be a young woman with